The most noteworthy aspect of the discussion was not Donald Trump's reported score. It was the way he described the test over time. For years, Trump has pointed to his intelligence as one of his defining strengths. In January 2018, while responding to questions about his mental fitness, he famously referred to himself as a very stable genius. That phrase soon became a signature part of his public image, resurfacing whenever critics questioned his judgment, memory, or decision-making.
You know, the first question is like, what is this? And they show a lion, a giraffe, a fish, and a hippopotamus, right? And they say, which is the giraffe? So that's the only question. But what happens is it then gets home.
At this point, I'm not even sure there was even a test. I feel like there's a good chance the president was just watching Zootopia. You know what? Maybe small business owners aren't the best audience for Donald Trump's animal facts. Is there an audience that's closer to his intellectual level?
There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers.
Total losers. And you know what? While we're at it, hey, pinwheels, right off, okay? Okay? You're not even that whimsical, you glittery bitches. Let's hear more about this golden age.
Drug lords, murderers all over our country, killed and maimed, thousands ambushed and shot in the head, shot violently in the head, one bullet after another, violently and viciously. We're talking about the edge of death.
Which part of this is the golden age? Can we just get back to Donald Trump had a rough week. His beautiful economy crashed because some dum-dum came and tariffed every country on the planet. He tried to save it yesterday, but the markets are still crashing today because, again, some absolute moron keeps ramping up a trade war against China. But in moments like this, there's one thing a serious leader does. But yeah, all that incessant booing, he must have been devastated.
It was certainly amazing. It was, I think, mostly cheers.
Mostly cheers? I guess the DOJ redacted all the boos before they hit his ears. Look at Terry Moran's face. He looks like a teacher about to call the school psychologist.
In May 2026, commentator Desi Lydic revisited that claim by compiling several clips in which Trump discussed taking cognitive tests. Across those appearances, Trump said he had completed 3 such evaluations and argued that future presidential candidates should also be required to take one. He frequently presented those results as evidence of exceptional mental ability. However, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, MoCA, serves a different purpose. It is a medical screening tool used by healthcare professionals to help identify possible cognitive impairment. The assessment measures areas such as memory, attention, language, orientation, and executive functioning. It is not designed to rank intelligence or compare IQ levels. That distinction became central to the discussion. Rather than offering her own judgment about Trump's intelligence, Lydic simply played clips of his own explanations. In one interview, Trump described a memory exercise involving a lion, a bear, an alligator, and a squirrel. In another appearance, the animals became a lion, a giraffe, a whale, and a shark. On yet another occasion, the examples changed again. Each account was delivered with complete confidence. The point was not that Trump had failed the assessment. Nothing in the record demonstrated that. Instead, the compilation highlighted a narrower observation. His descriptions of the test were not always consistent with one another. Viewers were left to notice those differences for themselves. For many older audiences in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, cognitive assessments are familiar medical tools rather than political talking points. Many have accompanied aging parents, spouses, relatives, or close friends to appointments where memory evaluations were conducted. They understand that completing a cognitive screening is neither a prize nor a definitive diagnosis. It is simply one component of a broader clinical evaluation, interpreted by trained medical professionals. That context gave Trump's repeated references to the test a different perspective. The segment then returned to his well-known declaration of being a very stable genius. While that claim suggested extraordinary intellectual ability, the evidence Trump cited involved successfully completing portions of a routine cognitive screening. Correctly identifying animals or recalling words may demonstrate performance on specific tasks, but it does not by itself establish exceptional intelligence, superior leadership ability, or a higher IQ than political opponents. As Trump continued pointing to the assessment as proof of those broader claims, greater attention shifted toward the examples he repeatedly used to support his argument. That created a challenge that could not easily be answered through criticism of the media or television hosts. Disagreeing with commentators would not alter the purpose of the MOCA. Calling criticism unfair would not transform a medical screening into an intelligence examination. Likewise, repeating confidence in the result would not eliminate the noticeable differences between his various descriptions of the test. Lydic's most effective editorial decision was her restraint. Rather than drawing sweeping medical conclusions or encouraging speculation about Trump's health, she simply arranged the clips in chronological order and allowed viewers to compare them. The recordings supported a discussion about consistency in public statements, but they did not support diagnosing anyone from a distance. Maintaining that distinction was an important part of the segment's credibility.